Okay, problem number 3 is asking you to find the derivative here of f of x, a function that's defined as x squared multiplied by, that of course is implied there, e to the x. So you've got two factors being multiplied together, and since both the first factor and the second factor both contain your variable of x, that tells us we are going to need the product rule in order to compute this derivative. So here we go. Product rule, everybody, is the first factor times the derivative of the second. So that'll be x squared multiplied by, and we talked about this in our notes from 3.2, e to the x is a weird function because its derivative is the same as the function itself. So the first times derivative of the second looks exactly like the original function. And then plus the second factor, which is e to the x, multiplied by the derivative of the first. And the derivative of x squared is going to be 2x. Now you certainly could put that right here if you wanted. You could have put the 2x instead out in front. It's just really a matter of preference at that point. So I tell you what, I'll put the 2x there just because I think that looks a little bit better. Okay. And where we are right here, guys, that answer would get you full credit. That is applying the product rule, and there we go. Now, there are a couple of things you could do to clean this up. I wouldn't say this is necessary, but if you take a look in terms of trying to express the answer in a different way, we have a binomial expression, two terms being added together, and those two binomials have a common factor of e to the x. So you could, you don't have to, but you could pull that common factor out in front and then start a set of parentheses. What's left from the first term after you pull out the e to the x? X squared plus, and what's left from the second term? That would be a 2x. So really, either of these two lines right here, guys, would get you full credit. I don't think either one of them is better than the other. In certain cases, you might be able to do some simplification with this polynomial function you have left in the parentheses after you've pulled out the GCF, but in this case, that didn't work out. So again, I would give full credit for either of those two answers. As I look at the solutions manual here real quick, guys, which I have open in front of me, for number 3, they've got the answer written in this factored form right here with the e to the x pulled out in front. But again, I want to reiterate, that's not necessary to get full credit. I'd also give full credit for this line right over here. Both of those are mathematically correct.